I'm going to give you a quick overview. Well, here's how it all began. A group of three couples came to me and they wanted help with their relationship. The relationship of one of them in particular, but all of them were happy to improve their relationships. And I said, well, for the difficult one, the one who's having a lot of problems, I was taught in seminary to send you to a therapist. And they said, well, we don't want that. We want you to help us. And I tried to get them to go to a therapist, but they refused. And I said, well, then let us try. I said, well, if we're going to do this, then I'm going out and I'm going to learn from the best in the field, people who have actually helped couples. And they've done this with outcomes research over 5 and 10 years period. So we can say whoever is trained in this actually has a statistical chance of having a better relationship than those who don't have this type of training. In fact, we developed a whole premarital program based on learning skills of how to manage your anger and your anxiety. We developed a skill called e-communication. So we're developing all these skills and they're learning these things, and I had an aha moment with one particular couple, and I just shown them how anger works and how anxiety works and what we need to do to master it, and how why they need to call time out on themselves and then come back and have a discussion when everyone was calm. And it was working, and my mind goes, oh, I'm teaching them skills in a non-ideological, non-theological setting, and it's working, and they're being helped. And I asked myself, is Christianity irrelevant? Because people want to have good relationships, and Christianity is about having good relationships, and we had a high divorce rate as anybody else. And I had to ask that question. I said, well, is Christianity irrelevant? And so then I had to look, did Jesus' gospel teach anything about anxiety and about anger? And I'm looking at it and I'm saying, yes, he did. And it was central to his message. He said, do not worry. And to worry is sin. And he said, he equated unregulated anger with murder. If you demean another person, he teaches that. And I say, so it's not that Christianity is irrelevant. What happened to Christianity in not teaching about these fundamental elements that if they're left to go unregulated, they cause all sorts of disaster, everything against love. In fact, I had met people in the church who had held on to resentments and wanted revenge over periods of 10, 15, and 20 years. And yet they came to the church every Sunday.